wonderful. This is Susan, protecting taxpayers. How? By empowering and illuminating you with easy to understand tax information. Today, I want to talk about how business owners can deduct their mileage. Three ways that you can deduct your miles, with the exception of one. If you leave from home to your workplace, is not deductible. But if you have an office in your home, now you living from your home office, and the miles from your home office to a workplace is deductible. And third, if you leave from one workplace to another workplace is deductible also. The fourth one is if you leave from your home to a temporary workplace that you're going to stay for less than a year is deductible. For example, if you have to leave to two seminars for 1 week, now you're leaving from your home and you're going to another city or another state, it becomes deductible because you're going away from your city and you're going to be there for less than a year. So once you have all your miles, now you have the option of choosing the standard deduction or the actual deduction. And this is the way it works. We're going to take the example of Jeremiah. Jeremiah drove 25,000 miles for the whole year. Out of that, he drove 15,000 miles for his business. That means that 10,000 miles was personal miles or commuting miles, like the IRS calls it. There are two groups of expenses. One group is your tolls and parking, interest, and property taxes. Property taxes meaning if you purchase a car for that year and you pay taxes, then you get to deduct it. And then the other group is your fuel, repairs, maintenance, insurance, payments for the car. So in this example, Jeremiah spent 7,150, and that's for the whole year. And he drove 15,000 miles out of the 25,000 miles. So now all we need to do is find out what percentage is 15,000 of the 25,000, and we just divide 15,000 divided by 25,000, then we get 60%. Now we know that out of that 7,150, 60% is deductible. And that comes out to 4,290. We add the expenses from the first group, which is 150, and we have a total deduction of 4,440 for the actual expenses. Now we're going to see how the standard deduction works. And for the standard deduction, really all you do is you take the 15,000 miles that Jeremiah drove and you multiply it by the rate the IRS gives every year. In this case, for 2017 is 53.5 cents. So you just multiply it and we get 8,025. And then we add that $150 for tolls and parking, right? And we get 8,175. Most times, the standard deduction is going to be higher than the actual expenses. So it's good to keep track of those miles. Let me tell you a quick story of a friend. He was telling me that he got audited because the IRS thought he had a lot of miles, and he gathered up all his work, all his logs, and he went to the office right here, actually in Maitland, Florida, and he gave it all to these people, and he was asked to wait outside. So they looked at all those logs about 3 hours, and then they called him up and they said, you know, you have 2 logs for June 13th, and that's a discrepancy. So we're not going to acknowledge your miles since June 13th all the way to December. I think it was June 13 or June 15, one of the other. So he was confused. He looked at it. He looked at it. Then he remembered to call the office, his office. He called his office and he talked to the person, an older guy that he actually writes these logs. And he realized that there was a simple mistake, that one of those logs belonged one to June 15th and the other one to June 13th. So now everything got clear up. They counted all his miles and he was happy. But I just wanted to tell you that story because they look at those miles very meticulously. So keep your miles. You can use an app, or you can use, if you don't have that many miles for one day, you can use a calendar, small calendar, and then you put it on your glove compartment. And every time you have some miles for business purpose, you write it there in your calendar. But if you have a lot of them, you do stops, an app is probably the best way. I hope this information helped. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please subscribe, share with your family and friends. I will embrace your inspiring comments, and if you have questions, send them. I'll be more than happy to assist. Until next time, remind your heart to smile and fight for your dreams with honor and undying determination. Thank you so much.